Donald Trump on 2024. I've already made that decision. Donald Trump was impeached twice, lost the 2020 election by 7,052,770 votes, is entangled in investigations by federal prosecutors over the Capitol insurrection and over the mishandling of classified White House documents and over election interference, and the District of Columbia Attorney General over financial fraud at the Presidential Inaugural Committee, and Tea Pie Manhattan District Attorney over financial fraud at the Trump Organization, and the New York State Attorney General over financial fraud at the Trump Organization, and the Westchester County District Attorney over financial fraud at the Trump Organization and the Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney over criminal election interference in Georgia, and the Securities and Exchange Commission over rules violations in plans to take his social media company public through a SPAC, and the House Select Committee on January 6, whose hearings are the runaway TV ratings hit of the summer. Yet on Monday, July 11, he was in a fantastic mood. It was a beautiful day in Bedminster, New Jersey, where the former president maintains a golf club and private estate to which he decamps when the Palm Beach humidity and the habits of snowbirds shut down Mar-a-Lago for the Mother's Day to Labor Day summer season, and it had been a beautiful weekend, too. One he said affirmed the choice he had made about his own future, the future of the Republican Party, and whether he wins this time or if he loses as sorely as before, the future of the American experiment. At a rally in Alaska on Saturday, he told me by phone, his fans were adoring more love, in his words, than I've ever had before. His voice was humming with excitement. He was still in awe. After all of this time, after so many rallies, so many crowds, so many winding speeches and chants of lock her up and USA and build the wall, and the familiar sounds of Tiny Dancer and Memory from Cats, and You Can't Always Get What You Want and YMCA. And that goofy little dance and the delusion and the fervor so great that it built up to an attack on the Capitol and the democratic process at the center of the Republic itself, the novelty of this had not faded. As a technical matter, the Anchorage event was on behalf of Sarah Palin and Kelly Thabaka, Trump-endorsed candidates for the U.S. House and U.S. Senate, respectively, but like all such endeavors, it was for its star a means of discerning through a vibe check what traditional polls could not so reliably or completely tell him. And what it told him this time, he said, is that his voters, a portion of the electorate that he insists amounts to a majority of the country, though it does not want to, and will bring him back to power. Look, Trump said, I feel very confident that, if I decide to run, I'll win. I fixated on if I decide. Trump is less a politician than a live-action mythological creature, and so punditry and all of the standard forms of analyses tend to fail. What would factor into such a decision for such an unusual person? Well, in my own mind, I've already made that decision, so nothing factors in anymore. In my own mind, I've already made that decision, he said. He wouldn't disclose what he'd decided. Not at first. But then he couldn't help himself. I would say my big decision will be whether I go before or after, he said. You understand what that means? His tone was conspiratorial. Was he referring to the midterm elections? He repeated after me, midterms. Suddenly, he relaxed, as though my speaking the word had somehow set it free for discussion. Do I go before or after? That will be my big decision, he said. He was thinking aloud now. I just think that there are certain assets to before, he said. Let people know. I think a lot of people would not even run if I did that because, if you look at the polls, they don't even register. Most of these people. And I think that you would actually have a backlash against them if they ran. People want me to run. He insists he cares little about the other Republicans people may want to run and denies that he even considers Ron DeSantis a rival. I don't feel that, he said. I endorsed Ron, he was at 3, and as soon as I endorsed him, he went to first place. He was not gonna win, then. I stopped him. The question was about the 2024 presidential primary, I said. Yeah, no, I meant when he ran for governor. As you know, he was running and then he came to me for an endorsement because he was not, you know. He was at 3%. With his blessing, Trump said, the race was over, and I think Ron knows that better than anybody. We have a good relationship, and, there may be some others soon. But that's okay. He cited a recent poll that had him beating DeSantis by a margin of 58% to 10%. Never content, Trump had overstated things slightly. DeSantis was at 16, not 10. In the averages, meanwhile, he beats DeSantis 53 to 21 and Biden 43 to 41.